Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit. It's December 20th. We've been off the water now for just over a month, I would say. Even though in my part of Canada we don't have any snow yet, grass is still green. The weather's been crazy. I think yesterday we had like 100 kilometer an hour winds. And it has been cold, even though there's no snow, but there's been lots of rain and stuff, so it hasn't been ideal conditions to go fishing. So it's been, yeah, just over a month since I was last out on my kayak, which is behind me. And as I was tinkering about here in my garage, I thought maybe I would do a quick little 3-year review of my kayak. So I just finished my 3rd season with it. It is a 2022 Hobie Outback. And so I bought it at the end of the 2022 season. So I fished with it 2023, 2024, and then 2025. So thought I would do a quick little review, the highs and lows. I did a 1-year review a couple years ago, which is also on the channel if you want to check that check that out. But we'll do the 3-year review now, as there has been a few things that have a few minor things that have happened during those intermittent years. So yeah, so stick around if you want to see that review. All right, so we're just going to start with, so I'm not going to do the same thing I did when I did the first review a couple years ago there. I'm not going to go over everything that I like and don't like, etc., etc. But what I will do is maybe talk a little bit more about things that sort of went wrong or things that I had to replace along the way. And these are all things that have happened just in this last year, so just in the 3rd year of use. So keep that in mind. But the first thing that went off had to do with right here with the rudder cables. So out fishing one day, all of a sudden I heard a little snap, and the rudder cable broke. Now, on most other kayaks, that would leave you out in the middle of the water and you'd have to paddle around, or if you had a motor, of course, well, then you have a motor, so that's good for you. I don't have a motor. But I was not stuck out there paddling, because thankfully on Hobies, you have rudder steering on both sides. So even though this one broke down, I could still steer with that one just as good. And so again, that's a bit of a plus with having the Hobie, and also just another little thing. So after 3 years of use, I had to replace the rudder cables on this. And what I did, so instead of buying, whatever Hobie recommends or whatever expensive little string they recommend for doing their rudder cables, I just bought this. This is a 100 yards, I believe. What does it say here? Yeah, 100 yards of cord. It's called rat tail cord. It's actually for beading, and you can just buy this at Michael's or any other, I'm sure, craft store or whatever. And yeah, it has a really small diameter, 0.05 inches there, it says, and it works perfectly. There's no need. I can't remember how much I spent on this, but it wasn't much. So there's no need to go and buy whatever the Hobie rudder cables are, or rudder ropes, or whatever they call them. You can just go to Michael's and pick up something super cheap, 100 yards of that stuff. I keep it with me in the kayak all the time, and that way, if the other side does go, then I can just repair it right there on the water, and I'm good to go. Nothing's going to stop me there. So yeah, so that's that. So second thing which also went this year is, so on the Hobie drive here, you have these little foot pedals, and there's a little spring in these which keeps them, so that your feet are always in they're always in position for your feet. They're not going to be like this and then you go to place your feet on there. So they always spring back. So on both of these, the little spring or the little elastic cord broke. So it's a very simple fix. All you do is you peel off your foot pads. There's a little screw inside here. I mean, there's videos online if you want to know how to do that. But and again, instead of buying some expensive whatever, some expensive whatever Hobie recommends or Hobie thing. Again, I just went to Michael's and I picked up some of this stuff, which is just like, again, I don't have the specs on it, but just, you know, thin diameter bungee cord essentially, and you wrap it around on the inside there to create the spring back. So that's the second thing that went for me. So again, two things, both not big deals. I also did replace the foot pads here just at the end of the season, as my other foot pads were getting pretty worn, so I replaced those. Again, that's just kind of, for me at least, what I would call simple wear and tear for after 3 years of use. Okay, and the third thing that went this year as well was just this right here. So the cable, which is supposed to sit around this thing, it popped off, started to fray. Obviously that wore through. And so I'm waiting on the part for that to replace this cable. But even with that, that didn't strand me out there. I actually, when I was out fishing, so this happened my last day fishing this year, so mid-November probably. And I could feel something was off, maybe in the way that the drive was reacting and pedaling. But I made it back to the launch, no problem. Until I pulled my drive out, I didn't even realize something was up. And it was hopped off the positioner here, but it was still working. So yeah. All right, and the final thing for me that sort of went off this year was the handle. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Hobie Outback handles, but it comes like a plastic molded piece, and the rope, or the rope is sort of like embedded in the handle, which I thought, I mean, I didn't mind the handle. I mean, it'd be nice, obviously, if the handle was like molded into the kayak itself, like some kayaks have. But the rope started to fray really bad, and instead of just being able to pop the rope off and replace the rope and keep the handle, the way Hobie has designed that was that you'd have to essentially destroy the whole handle to get at the rope, which I thought was a very sort of strange, it's a strange way to design a handle. But nonetheless, so I got rid of that, put it in the garbage. I just got a little wooden dowel, like a wooden piece of, just a round wooden piece, and drilled a hole through it, put this little rope through it, and wrapped some wind grip around it, and it works great. It's lasted me most of the season since I had to put this on, and it's comfortable, so easy fix. So yeah, so those are the four things really that have gone a little bit awry after 3 years of use with the Hobie Outback. So the handle, the drive here, the foot pedal bungees, and then the steering. I still love this kayak. I do wish some days that it was a bit roomier here in the cockpit area, but I'm 6'4", just under 230, and I can easily stand and fish on here. I do have the Sniper Industries seat riser kit on here, which I would suggest, if you are tall like me, definitely get that. Especially it helps you, get out of your seat easier to stand and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, the one other thing that I wish that I might change in the future is the rudder. The rudder is plastic, and I mean, it's okay, but the turning radius certainly isn't great. So that might be one thing I would change. All these issues I would consider minor, and especially after 3 years of use. And I don't go easy. I mean, I don't treat my kayak like garbage either, but I don't go easy on it. I'm constantly carting this thing through the woods and down paths and dragging it over rocks and that kind of thing. So yeah, I still love it. It's a great kayak. I especially love it because I can car top it, no problem. It's easy to wheel down a path, and it's not too heavy and all that other kind of stuff. Nowadays, it seems that most kayaks are going, barge like, and not really into that. I like this. I like the mobility of this. It's fast, and I do love the kick-up fins still here on the 180 drive. The kick-up fins are, in my opinion, hard to beat. it's great to have those. They've saved me a bunch of times when I've run into rocks or logs or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Just a quick little review of my 2022 Hobie Outback after 3 years of use. Hope you found this useful, but yeah, we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.